Hey, welcome to this Essential NLP podcast. I'm Dr. Phil, and welcome to 2024. This is our first edition in the new year, and it's an amazing year for me because 25 years ago, I developed the lightning process in 1999. Lightning process, as many of you know, has transformed the lives of thousands and thousands of people around the world. It's taught in pretty much every continent apart from Antarctica, and it's transformational. It's helped so many people live the life that they want, get rid of illnesses, change so much. I'm so lucky that as a result of what we did back in the day, the news of the lightning process spread and it became so big that I couldn't just do it on my own. We had to get extra practitioners, different countries, different languages. The lightning process is trained in languages I don't even speak. It's just extraordinary to think. And so many people have changed their lives as a result of it. So 25 years, we're celebrating that. So whoop, fantastic news. And of course, the other thing we're looking at, and we'd love you to help have you join us in this celebration. But the other thing we're looking at is, okay, so what are we going to do the next 25 years? Where do we go? We've already done such amazing stuff, making change to a small number of people, growing that into this extraordinary force for good in the world, which of course, not everyone likes forces for good. Some people like things the way they were before, but the change it's made, amazing. So we're looking at what are we going to do in the next 25 years? What are we going to do for the next 25 years? And how are we going to celebrate this year? And I'll be talking more about this as we go through the podcasts over the next year. But you, what about you? Here we are. It's January. We know, don't know when you're listening to this, but quite often after a few days, maybe a few hours, those New Year's resolutions are starting to fluff and fade. What's going to be different this year? What's going to be different? Well, if you listen to the NLP podcasts, you'll find some great tools to help you stay on track. But let's clarify a couple of things. First of all, think about what you really, really, really want. What's really important for you. Not, it'd be kind of nice. No, this is really important. I would love to do this. I'd love to transform this in my life. I really would like to have it happen. Make sure it's phrased and languaged in positive. Not, I don't want to do this anymore. It's, I want to have this. Very important. Ask yourself, how would I know when this has happened? How would I know how would I know that I've achieved this? What will that feel like? What will that sound like? What will it smell like? What will it taste like? What will I feel in my body? What will I observe in my life? How will I look if I catch my reflection in a window when I've achieved this? What's my timescale? How long is it going to take? Who do I need to involve to make this happen? What's going to make this easy? What's the baby step? Is this going to work? Is this going to fit with everything else? Have I got enough time for it? Have I got the people I need? Is anyone going to object to it, get in the way? And knowing myself better than anybody else, super important question, knowing myself better than anybody else, is there any way I could get in the way of making this change occur? You know yourself better than anybody else, so you'll know the answer to that. And that's very cool, because of course then you can address those issues by asking yourself, okay, what do I want instead of that? You know, taking yourself through the NLP well-formed outcomes. And then finally, is this reasonable? Can you do this? What you should have done by going through this process, and you can do it slowly, stopping the podcast, is you should get to a point where you go, actually, you know what? It is possible. So let me go through the questions again. Number one, what do you really want? Pause for a second. What do I really want? Allow yourself to be curious and creative. What do I want? Allow yourself to dream big. Don't get caught up by, oh, that couldn't happen. Just instead, well, okay. What if it could? What if something amazing happened? What if the world supported this? Second question. How will you know that you've achieved that? What are the signs? You know, I'd have this, I'd see this, I'd feel this, I'd smell this. I know this, I trust this, I believe this. What are you observing, seeing, feeling that measures that, yeah, this has happened, this is done? What are the baby steps? What are the first steps to take you on that journey? Who do you need to support you? Who's your team on this? Often when we create big goals, We need some support. It may just be telling someone I'm doing this, or maybe getting them involved on a deeper level. So who are you going to get involved? Who are you going to tell? And really important question, how does this fit? I've got other commitments, other demands on my time. How am I going to make this happen? Does this fit? Do I need to shift and shuffle things around? Just check in. What do I need to do with this? Or is this all good? So anybody who's going to get in the way, who won't like this, won't like this change. Sometimes that happens. We make change, other people not that pleased with it. And that's a super important question. Knowing myself better than anybody else, how could I get in the way of this? You know, those little things that we do from time to time, not starting things, getting demotivated, having a cup of tea or coffee when we really should be getting on with stuff, that sort of stuff. Knowing yourself better than anybody else, you'll know the answer to this. And finally, is this reasonable? Is this reasonable? Could you do this? You. Have you got the skills, resources, time? The answer's, yeah, I have. I can do this. But check inside, make sure you get that answer. If there's anything saying, oh, maybe I couldn't, then you need to look at this and you need to take that through these questions. What do I want instead of that? So take this on. Drop me a line, phil@philparker.org. I would love to hear about what your plans, what your huge goals are, or tiny goals, whatever they are. Telling somebody else helps. Tell me. I'd love to hear about it. Let's do this. Let's make this year something extraordinary. See you on the next one.
Essential NLP. Practical skills for a great life.